Right. Welcome to another Read Your Genes podcast, and we're going to go over the questions that you send in. Remember, if you do have questions about your genetics or about um, anything with your health, you're welcome to ask them on in the box on the Read Your Genes course. And those come directly to me. We had some come in, and here we go. Question number one, when can I stop taking the recommended supplements for my genetic defects? Well, you can do whatever you want to do, but understand that your genetic defects aren't going to go away. So the supplements that I recommended are really for a lifetime because you're going to have a lifetime of those defects. So, um, is there ever, another question might be, is there ever a need to review those? Well, there's certainly a need to look at your overall health, and there may be other needs that need to be addressed. Remember, your genetics are not, the only thing that's going on with you. You have epigenetic factors of things within your diet and your environment and your, lifestyle choices that can affect our our health much more than your genes. So looking at an overall picture of your health is really important, and your genetics are just a piece of that. But as far as what I make, the recommendations I make is kind of ties to the next question too. It's based upon what's going on with your genetics. That doesn't change. So let's say curcumin was recommended because of a lot of inflammatory gene defects. Well, then that's something that you probably want to consider staying on long term. So that's how I put those together for you. So um, it's not something that you're going to fix. Which kind of ties these are from the same person. So how come you don't recommend supplements for every defect? It's kind of the same thing. You're not treating the defect. So you're really looking at, when I look at your genetics, I'm looking at what are the most important things, because everybody has defects, right? So if you're going to put supplements protocol together for every single defect, you'd be on 100 different supplements, and that's just not reasonable. And it's certainly not even necessary. So what we do look at is, let's say if I have, the PON1 family, which has to do with phase 2 detoxification pathways. If I have a lot of double allele defects in that family of genes, well, I definitely want to be supporting that. Super important genetic pathway. If you're not able to get out what's on the inside as far as your toxins go, you're going to end up with issues and even possibly cancer. So probably one of the most common pathways, probably one of the most common pathway issues that we see with our cancer patients. So you definitely need to address that. And again, it ties back to that earlier question, address that long term. So you don't just support that for a period of time. You stay on a product like our phase 2 assist, or called PON1 assist, on a regular basis, because you need to support that pathway. And look at dietary changes. So it's not just taking supplements, but looking at the dietary changes that we recommended as well. Then it kind of ties to this question. We get this question a lot. Are there ways to heal from genetic issues? Or are there ways to heal my genes? People ask that question. How do I get rid of these gene defects? Another common question. Well, I alluded to that already. You don't. These aren't going to go away, and they're going to be with us. Now, there are some practitioners out there that say you could heal your genes if you do this and that. But if that was true, it'd be readily objectively proven, because you could just run another genetic test and those defects aren't there anymore. Well, that's never happened. So your genetic pathways can get worse. So if I did a genetic workup 2 years ago, and then I was exposed to, let's say, a lot of toxins because I don't know, I live next to a farm that sprays with pesticides constantly. Could my genes get better ever? No, even if I do everything right. Could they get worse? Yes. So I could have more defects from that toxic exposure the last 2 years. So if I ran my genes again today, I could actually have more defects. So toxins, poisons in our environment can damage our genes, and those damaged genes don't go away. And the problem is that if I'm still having children, those I will pass on those damaged genes to my children. So, and that's how, our species has more damages as time goes on. And so the things that we're doing to ourselves, in the last 50 years, with the amount of poisons that we're exposed to, the amount of drugs that we're exposed to, the toxins in our air, the toxins in our food, that's damaging our genetic pathways, is damaging our genetic pathways from here on out and throughout the species, throughout time. So that's the sad part, and that's the scary part. We have defects that our great grandfathers or grandparents never had because of our exposure to toxins, and they don't heal. Well, I hope that was helpful. That's the last question that we had for the day. Make sure you get your questions in on the course, and we'll do our best to answer them. And now, if you have specific questions that you'd like to talk to me about, make sure that you just call the clinic and make an appointment with me. We can do a 15-minute consult now with all our course members. So take advantage of that if you want more personal care. All right, thanks. Bye-bye.